Who is Genghis Khan? Genghis Khan was one of the most powerful and influential rulers of the 13th century. He led the Mongol Empire to become the largest contiguous empire in history. His rule lasted from 1206 to 1227 and encompassed nearly all of modern-day China, Russia, and Central Asia. Despite his legacy, there are many things about Genghis Khan that are still unknown. In this video, we will explore 10 things you didn't know about the mighty Genghis Khan. Number 1. Genghis Khan was not his real name. Genghis Khan was born Temujin in 1162 and was the founder of the Mongol Empire. Despite being one of the most powerful warlords of his time, his real name has been lost to history. Temujin was given the title of Genghis Khan in 1206, which means universal ruler in the Mongolian language. This name was a sign of respect and recognition for his accomplishments in creating the powerful Mongolian Empire. Throughout his rule, Genghis Khan is believed to have conquered almost 22 million square miles of land, which was roughly equal to twice the size of the United States at that time. He was also known for being an efficient and just ruler, who established a system of laws that became the basis for many civilizations in East Asia and Europe. Number 2. He was orphaned at a young age. Genghis Khan was a legendary leader of the 13th century Mongol Empire, renowned for his wisdom, military prowess, and ruthlessness in battle. But his life story is often shrouded in mystery and legend, making it difficult to know for certain who he truly was. One thing we do know, however, is that he was orphaned at a young age. According to Mongolian folklore, Genghis Khan's father was poisoned by a rival tribe when he was only 9 years old. After this, Genghis Khan and his family were forced to wander the Mongolian steppes in search of shelter and sustenance. It is said that this experience instilled in him a fierce independence, an appreciation for the nomadic lifestyle, and an indomitable spirit. Despite the hardships of his youth, Genghis Khan eventually rose to power and created one of the largest empires in history. He is credited with founding the Mongol Empire, and he established a system of laws and governance that would remain in effect for centuries. Number 3. He had many wives. Genghis Khan was known for his strength, courage, and ambition, but many people don't know that he had an impressive number of wives. Khan is believed to have had as many as 500 wives and concubines in total during his lifetime, with only some of them documented. Not only did these marriages increase the power and influence of the Mongol Empire, but they also provided him with a vast network of powerful allies. Khan's harem included women from different backgrounds and regions, many of which were political marriages designed to unite warring factions. His most famous wife was Bort, who was kidnapped from a rival tribe during a raid and quickly became a favorite of the Khan. He went on to marry several other high-ranking princesses, including the daughter of the king of the Khitan. Number 4. He was a great military strategist. Genghis Khan was not just a great military leader, he was also an exceptional strategist. He used brilliant tactics to conquer much of Central Asia in the early 13th century. He is credited with creating the world's first continental empire, and his armies went on to invade China, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East. Khan's strategy was often a combination of brute force and clever planning. He had a knack for knowing when to take advantage of opportunities and when to retreat and regroup. His forces were extremely mobile and could outmaneuver much larger forces. He also made sure his troops were well trained and disciplined, setting the standard for many of today's military tactics. Number 5. He was a cruel ruler. Genghis Khan was a powerful ruler who is considered one of the greatest conquerors in history. He was a ruthless and cruel leader who was feared by many, but he was also known to be a fair and wise ruler. He is believed to have been responsible for millions of deaths as he waged war against enemy tribes. He was successful in creating one of the most diverse armies of his time, incorporating many different ethnicities into his forces. Genghis Khan is thought to have left an estimated 16 million descendants, making him one of the most successful men in history in terms of progeny. Number 6. He conquered many lands. One of the most impressive accomplishments of Genghis Khan was his ability to expand and conquer so many lands. He and his forces conquered lands as far away as Europe and established powerful dynasties in Central Asia and parts of China. This was largely due to Genghis Khan's aggressive tactics, which included sacking cities and massacring populations if they refused to submit to Mongol rule. At its peak, Genghis Khan's empire stretched from modern-day China to Ukraine and Hungary. As a result of his conquest, he left an indelible mark on world history and culture. Genghis Khan's conquest of so many lands remains an incredible feat to this day, and it's a testament to his ambition, courage, and leadership skills. Number 7. He was a religious man. Genghis Khan is often remembered for his strength and power, but he was also a deeply religious man. He embraced shamanism, an animistic belief system which venerated the forces of nature. He believed that every creature in nature had a spirit and that by respecting them, he could bring good fortune to his people. He also held deep respect for his ancestors, believing that their spirits watched over him and guided him on his conquests. As such, Genghis Khan had a close relationship with shamans, who performed rituals and consulted the spirits on his behalf. By maintaining a strong spiritual connection to his ancestors, Genghis Khan was able to lead his people to great success. Number 8. He died in mysterious circumstances. The circumstances of his death remain shrouded in mystery, but much of what we know about him and his legacy are undisputed facts. The most widely accepted story of Genghis Khan's death is that he died while leading a campaign against the Tanguts, a Central Asian people. It is believed that Genghis was riding a horse when he was injured in battle. He eventually succumbed to his injuries and died in 1227. Number 9. He was buried in a secret location. The legendary Genghis Khan was an unstoppable military leader and ruler of the Mongol Empire, uniting many of the nomadic tribes of Northeast Asia under his rule. But few know the true story behind this great conqueror, and one of his most closely guarded secrets was his burial site. Genghis Khan instructed his people to keep his grave a secret from the world after his death in 1227. To this day, its location remains unknown. What we do know is that his funeral procession was a grand affair. According to Mongolian legend, 40 horses were sacrificed to accompany him in his final journey, and his body was carried on a special cart filled with stones. A vast area of land around the burial site was then flattened to ensure it remained hidden. The secret of Genghis Khan's burial site has been fiercely guarded by his descendants throughout the centuries. It's said that anyone who managed to uncover the grave would be cursed, which may have kept away potential treasure seekers. Number 10. His descendants are still alive today. Genghis Khan, or Temujin, is widely recognized as one of the most successful and influential military leaders in history. Not only did he create the Mongol Empire, which was the largest contiguous land empire in history, but his descendants still exist today. Throughout his reign and following his death, Genghis Khan's legacy and legacy of his sons and grandsons would be remembered and kept alive through a special bloodline known as the Genghisid line. The majority of Genghis Khan's descendants live in Central and East Asia, particularly Mongolia and parts of China. However, some members of the Khan dynasty have even ventured to Europe, Russia, India, the Middle East, and even America.